We will learn 4 steps to create a journal entry with confidence. When you're using an accounting software such as QuickBooks Online, the journal entries are happening behind the scenes when you add a transaction such as an expense or bank deposit or invoice, but there may be times when you need to create a journal entry. For example, when you add a new bank account and there's already a balance, or when there are multiple accounts involved. So the first step is to identify the 2 or more accounts involved in the transaction. In this example, the Capital One checking account was used to purchase office supplies and advertising supplies. So this involves 3 accounts: Capital One checking account, office supplies, and advertising. The second step is to identify the type of account. A checking account is a type of asset account. It's a resource that belongs to the business. Office supplies and advertising are expense accounts. Looking at the table, we see that for an asset account, we need to debit the account to increase it and credit the account to decrease it. We used our Capital One checking account to make purchases, so this decreased the balance in the account, so we're going to credit the account. And on the expenses side, we see that we need to debit the account to increase it and credit the account to decrease it. We made purchases, so that increased our expense account, so we're going to debit the account. The third step is to create a journal entry. For this step, let's head into QuickBooks Online. Let's add a new journal entry. I'm going to click on New and then Journal Entry. And we have 3 accounts involved. We have our Capital One checking account, which we're going to credit by $475, and that's going to reduce our balance in the checking account. And we have 2 expense accounts. We have our office supplies expense account, which we're going to debit by $200 in order to increase the expense account. And we have our advertising expense account, which we're going to debit by $275. So we can see that $475 on the debit side equals $475 on the credit side, so our accounts balance. Now I'm going to save and close. For step 4, we're going to look at those 3 accounts to see how the journal entry affected them. Let's start by looking at our Capital One checking account. So I'm going to click on Transactions and Chart of Accounts. Here we have our Capital One checking account. I'm going to click on View Register. And we can see with our journal entry, we added a payment of $475, and that was for the office supplies and advertising expenses. It reduced our balance from $8,675 to $8,200. Now let's take a look at our office supplies account. So I'm going to search for office supplies and click Run Report. And here we can see that by adding our journal entry, we increased the office supplies expenses by $200. Now we'll go back to the chart of accounts and search for advertising. And we'll run the report for this expense account. And here we can see that we increased our advertising expenses by $275. We have successfully created a journal entry. You can download a chart to reference which accounts you need to debit and credit. The link is in the video description. Click on the subscribe button and turn on notifications to continue on your bookkeeping journey.